already they took off.
Well, yeah, but not on my not on the stream, right?
Yeah, no, not on stream.
Okay, I was like wondering if I'm still already behind again, but yeah. Oh right, now they're off. At least
Yeah.
All right, guys. So for those of you who are not familiar with this, I mean, this is only the second day of the tournament. You'll see that the first, I want to say one of the best changes of the entire randomizer, they skipped Sarah Station. I'm very thankful for that, to not having to go through that horrible grind of Steam RNG.
Yeah.
And they're going right on Zebes, going directly to Morphball, the first available item. There are actually 2 items available yet, but there's yet a little bug in the randomizer that makes one item despawn if you collect the other one first, so we'll see them collect the Morphball item first. Also, apparently both players not playing with Moonfall.
Yeah, it's such a meme. Only
Such
memers play with Moonfall.
Yo, field sounds, man.
I can't believe that they added. I'm so happy that they added it.
Yeah, same here. Alright, let's see what's first item is. We have Morphball.
Oh, the racing
So
any percent. Yeah.
So vanilla, dude. Feels
Well,
boring,
we're back.
man.
Welcome to the any percent tournament yet again.
Right.
I guess they've made it so that Morphball is any one of the first 2 items, correct?
Yeah.
Like
It has to be one of the first items. You get Morphball very early on anyways, due to the logic. Also, getting early power bombs, that is really nice because it will allow them to get a lot of the majors, especially in Quinnstar, really early on and not having to backtrack there. And high jump boots too.
Oh, high jump boots. Now this here is tricky.
Yeah. Especially if you start off like Traviktox from the right side and not immediately from the left side, the setup will be a lot harder instead of like doing it like when you freshly reload the room and this guy is not even loaded yet. But yeah, high jump boots making your life so much easier, just making your entire movement a lot more fluent. Traviktox being a little bit low on health here.
Yes, that's the one thing you don't want to take too much damage, obviously.
And Captain Duck doing the very safe setup of using that Gamer here for the damage boost. A lot easier setup and getting it first try, no problem. I
wonder if Traviktox might possibly skip it. I don't know. No, he might not. It
would be really risky since this could be the only early available power bombs.
I barely just kind of realized the value of high jump boots, to be honest, because it's really a lifesaver, especially during those jumps where you can just barely make it.
Also, high jump boots allowing you for a lot more locations to check that would otherwise be closed out due to the randomizer logic. Traviktox still having a lot of trouble deciding to kill the gamers in advance, so he cannot use their setup. So yeah, that's interesting. Captain Duck building a nice comfortable lead here so far, but that's pretty much meaningless at this point. There are other decisions that have to be made at other points that will be a lot more relevant. And he finally gets it, very nice. And now we're at the part where the item grind and the route splitting is gonna be setting in.
Correct. Here it's really what they want to do. They can, with Morphball, they can check Bomb Chorizo location.
Yeah.
The power bombs that they have. They could also opt to check early Gauntlet.
Yeah, I know a few people that actually prefer that route over early Gauntlet. The thing with early Gauntlet right now is that they only have 5 power bombs max if they decide to refill at the ship. That is not enough to get into Gauntlet and back out if there is not something like bombs or screw attack in Gauntlet itself. So most likely what's going to happen if they decide to check is saving in advance, getting in there, checking the item, and then resetting out there again.
If they were for some reason able to find an extra set of power bombs, they could also just make it up that way. Because I think 10 should be enough, right? Get you out. Sorry, that's the thing. Captain Duck getting a grip. collecting Grapple Beam, this might help, and it also could. It depends on what he wants to do. A lot of the runners aren't really don't feel too safe with doing Suitless Meridia, but it can help if you have Grapple, High Jump as one of the first few items that they collected, and Ice Beam. Coming up here for Captain Duck, just commanding, taking the lead, but still, it's really tough to say. It's really just a scavenger hunt for the item set that they want. So given the items they collected,
sorry, I just realized that I was muted.
Oh yeah, yeah. Welcome back, by the way.
Welcome back. So yeah, both players deciding to not checking early gauntlet. Both players having both supers and power bombs, so they can have a flawless Windstar cleanup. Except for one item, where they need speed booster, but so far they're set up pretty well and they can get a bunch of major items in like a very small amount of time in the next few minutes.
I think their current setup is pretty good to check the majority of Windstar.
Captain Duck deciding to get the minor item here at the Mock Ball first. Super missiles definitely nice to have, especially since the participants don't have charge yet. Charge beam being one of those items that is not necessary, but definitely nice to have. But as long as you don't have it, you just want to pick up as many supers and to a certain degree as many missiles as you can as well, just to be able to deal enough damage to certain bosses and being able to still pass through the areas without like being stopped simply because you don't have enough firepower. So yeah, another E-Tank, more supers.
Also, what they want to do, so you kind of want to plan ahead, because you can't bank on always running into charge beam early in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially if you want to, if one of your major goals is to clear Lower North Fair first.
Yeah.
Along the way, you want to pick up as much ammo as possible. Typically, really just takes 30 super missiles.
Yeah.
That charge beam, and it's the freest fight ever.
Which is obtainable. I mean, 30 supers sounds like a lot, considering that vanilla only has 50 supers. But for those of you who don't know, the item ratio for minor items actually got swapped. So just to give you an idea, we have like 230 missiles and 50 supers and 50 power bombs in vanilla. That ratio got drastically changed to 3:1 for missiles and supers and power bombs. So as you can imagine, we'll have like around the same amount, if not slightly less, power bombs as in vanilla. We'll have way less missiles as usually, and we'll have a drastic increase of super missiles, which just means a shit ton of firepower. Also making it a possibility to just skip charge beam for the entirety of the run, and having to do Mother Brain with only ammo, which requires, 6 missiles and 21,000 damage, which would roughly be 60 supers and 36 missiles. That's like a nice item combo, but yeah. Captain Duck deciding to skip the Idikun power bombs here. Considering that they're only missiles, definitely giving him a little time save over Traviktox here, deciding to take that item. Even though, like, up to this point, you really don't even want to skip missiles. You want to have, like, a nice, comfortable amount if you, like, have to drop Doppler, Fantoon, or if you have to do Mother Brain ammo without charge beam again. So, up to this point, like, 20 missiles are really decent to pick up, for sure. No reason to skip them yet.
Also, on top of that, because Traviktox ended up falling down before collecting the E-Tank, he did miss out on the opportunity to have 10 power bombs. So his current max is still 5, as opposed to Captain Duck, who has a max capacity of 10.
Traviktox now going into the Sidehopper room. Those things dealing a lot of damage and performing a very nice blue gate glitch here, which is pretty free with high jump boots, still not the easiest trick to do, allowing him to shoot a super through that gate, activating that sensor that you're usually only allowed to activate with Wave Beam, but Traviktox not having a lot of trouble. Captain Duck here going for the indoor setup.
He has high jump though.
Yeah, that setup is only required if you have high jump boots, because otherwise you'll not have enough jump height. So Captain Duck making it a lot harder for himself right now than he has to, because that setup is pixel perfect and he still got it.
He still got it, thankfully, because he's a prodigy, of course. But
I mean, this is like seriously hard. With like even without high jump boots, it's hard. But like the time window with high jump even gets like smaller. So this is like really impressive that he got that. It's a good job for him.
Yeah, really good job. Yeah, it's the visual cue that runners tend to use is the cake pop right above the door there.
Yeah.
As Samus's head is about to, like, I guess, pass right through that cake pop, that's when you shoot your super. And it should just clip through.
Traviktox getting Space Jump, definitely a really nice early item. Allows him to skip, well, I mean, he has Grapple Beam, so he could have skipped X-Ray anyways. Also making it a lot easier to get to Wrecked Ship if he decides to take that route.
It's a good item for movement in general as well. It just kind of lets you skip a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you don't have to land. Especially with space, with high jump boots, it doesn't feel as awkward. So yeah, really nice movement here. This is the interesting point though. Runners will have to make the decision if they go either up Red Tower to Wrecked Ship or down Wrecked Tower to the North area. Both might pay out really well. In this case, it's understandable that Traviktox goes down, since there is one item in Wrecked Ship that requires Speed Booster to have, that he could check without Speed Booster, but he couldn't obtain it. And generally the item density up there is a lot less high, so correct.
Makes sense that he goes down there first.
Still, the fact that he chose to skip out on checking X-rays, just a little bit concerning. He might be saving it, to check it on the way up.
Yeah, but there's really no point in doing that. He's not going to get there a lot faster, and it might be something like Various Suit, which could help him a lot getting into that direction. Also, we see Captain Duck going up there to the Wrecked Ship first route.
A nice strat, by the way.
Yeah, nice strat to just clear out those guys with power bombs. Makes this a lot easier, and it's not really that slow.
Yeah, it looks like Traviktox is really just not going to waste any time. He's taking the low road, and Captain Duck is taking the high road.
Glad to see that both runners take different choices. Both might pay off really well. We might actually see a case where both routes pay off the exact same way. So we'll see in about, I don't know, like 15 minutes, which route really pay off. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, might as well just be that Captain Duck is only going here for the 3 minor items that are here in relative density. But we'll see.
It wouldn't hurt to have a couple of extra supers if you happen to find some. You could just get the missile collections. Yeah, super missiles are always like are probably the best sight to see. Yeah,
I want to say that's true. Maybe another power bomb pack for the runners would be nice, since they don't have bombs yet, but yeah. Okay, Traviktox coming up on Crate. We'll see if he nails the Crate quick kill. Shouldn't run into any problems with this fight. Usually it's like a little bit concerning if you don't have charge beam, but he nails the Crate quick kill without any problems, so very nice here.
Nice job. He didn't even do the 2 missile strat.
He didn't have any missiles.
That's what's impressive. It's just that he shot Crane and then timed it perfectly to usually pump the 4 supers.
Yeah, usually if you do that setup with the 4 supers, you want to lock his claw with charge beam in position. So him managing to do without that is pretty impressive. So yeah, Captain Duck making his way to the mode and then to Wrecked Ship. One thing to say, Captain Duck at this point having 286 energy, not being able to refill any of that, or well, hardly any of that on the way. So he'll have to fight Fantoon with
could go to the ship to be.
Oh yeah, he does that. Very nice decision. So yeah, still, even with that, he has kind of suboptimal setup for Fantoon. He has enough ammo for sure, but he has to Doppler Fantoon with missiles, which is generally among many considers harder than other strats with charge beam or X-Sectors. even though that's questionable. And without any suits, he has like very limited protection from all the damage in wrecked ships. So Captain Duck might be up here for a hard fight, but I'm sure he's well capable of doing it. Also, Traviktox picking up the best item in the game, Spring Ball.
To be even more safe, Captain Duck could take his chances on. I mean, he's obviously not doing it, but he could have taken his chances on checking Gauntlet.
Yeah,
something worse. It could have been something like Screw Attack, and then it could have helped him just not take any, or pretty much reduce the unnecessary damage he could take from Phantoon.
Or even Charge Beam would have been even better. Would have been able to pseudo screw. Would have had that right away. So yeah, definitely understandable that he doesn't check it yet, but might have helped him out. Traviktox getting another cool item, the Speed Booster, which will definitely help him, because if he doesn't leave Upper Norfolk now, he's up for some Hell runs, which at this point can be forced since he has 4 E-Tanks and more, which is the limit, or like the starting limit for forced Hell runs. So yeah, we'll see if those Hell runs will pay off if he decides to take them.
Yeah, he'll have to. I think he might want to check ice first, the ice location.
Yeah.
Check what's there, or maybe just
going up. Well, it definitely was. I think he was thinking about it there for a while. He was like staring at the open door after opening it with super. But if you're not comfortable with those Hell runs, it's definitely not a bad decision to just outright skip that, especially since he didn't check the extra item yet, and now that he has Speed Booster, he can also check the item below charge, which might be something good. So if he decides to go there, clean that up now, that might pay off big time for him.
And Captain Duck is wasting no time to try to get Phantoon out of the way first, especially, and I think that could be. Sometimes I think people do Phantoon first simply because you just get it out of the way. It's that one boss that you just really can't stand.
Yeah, that boss that everyone hates. So yeah, give Captain Duck here all the best RNG you have in your pockets right now. Hope that he gets like all the fast pattern he needs.
Good luck, Duck.
Yeah. Again, this is a tough fight without any suits, if you're not experienced with it, and Doppling him without suits, all the manipulation with his movement, and being able to kill all the flames when he opens his eyes with only one P-shooter shot, it is hard, and it takes a long time to like even survive this fight, and even more time to master this fight. E-Tank had X-Ray, so nothing like really desirable there for Traviktox at this second.
The E-Ray room, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
See that Duck is using, of course, his missiles to.
Yeah.
Like he's doing the
shooting three missiles there.
Oh, he's doing the two missiles, and then he tries to Doppler the rest.
Oh, that was close. Almost.
He could have gotten.
Oh, he could have gotten the Sunrise Surprise there if he would have stepped there like a little. Oh, man, that was close. Getting pretty low here. Only 94 energy. That's 3 hits from the flames. Definitely needs to watch out here. Getting another hit in.
Good.
Oh,
that was a good Doppler though.
That was a very good Doppler, but he's cut. Oh dang!
No, Doug.
Typical Phantoon, giving you the fast patterns when you don't need them and actually want to farm the flames.
Yes.
So like this game is so self-aware, I swear. Like it always gives you the good patterns when you really can't need them. What the hell, dude?
Just keep on quacking, Duck. Just keep it quacking.
Again, this is like nothing is said and done here. Traviktox just making his way to the wreck ship as well. Didn't get like. I want to say didn't get like anything good from his initial route, only got Spring Ball and Speed, which is definitely nice to have, but might not pay off as much as he would like to. So if Captain Duck is able to clear out Wrecked Ship like really fast now, he might have a big advantage over Traviktox at this point. We'll see.
The only advantage that Traviktox could really take advantage of is the fact that he has Speed Booster, so he can check the Wreck Ship reserve item.
That is true. That is the one item Captain Duck cannot. Well, he can check it, but he cannot obtain it. So, well, let's hope for Duck, I guess, that it is not something good, and let's hope for Traviktox that it actually pays off the way he did it. Whoever you prefer. We are obviously neutral and hope that this will be a tie to the exact millisecond.
Yeah, because we all want everyone to win. No
Right.
bias here.
Nobody thinks that Wild will win. We all think that all 88 participants are going to win equally.
Gonna win. Yep. Go, Traviktox and his take on.
Definitely
I'm actually trying to
has...
remember what route Traviktox does. Because I know he has a 48. So I wonder if that's like an old route 48 or a new route 48. If it's a new route, that means he'd be like well versed in knowing how to Doppler band too.
I think even if he does old route, he should be well aware of how Doppling works effectively. I mean, so did Duck. Duck did not a bad job. Those Dopplers were like pretty much on point. He just had big trouble managing his health and into him being a troll. But yeah, you can see Traviktox going for that air Doppler instead of the ground Doppler that Captain Duck went for, getting 2 fast patterns in a row, dude. So far, a really solid fight from Traviktox here, not gonna lie. Farming the flames really well, predicting the patterns, so Traviktox, no problems with this fight whatsoever. Doing a fantastic job here.
It's pretty much 2 ghosts on screen.
Duck getting like
oh, come on, Traviktox.
minimum of 7 missiles per round, and that's really not bad.
This is a
yeah.
nice fight for Traviktox. Sentencing Judge Rico. I am the law. Captain Duck, so what you can pull off.
Yeah, you can really see that it paid off a lot for Captain Duck picking up all those missiles. Same for Traviktox. You sometimes see runners of Rando just straight up forgetting about the fact that they might eventually have to Doppler Fantoon. And they just get into the Fantoon fight with like only 5 missiles and they can't get an effective Doppler off them. I'm not gonna lie, I did that myself and it just sucks and it makes the fight so much more tedious, so really good ammo management at this point from both runners.
I hope it's not a pass. It's not a pass.
Oh no no!
Oh my god!
Come on! Drops. Okay, come on, just the super.
No! He was right there. He was like redder than a hot Cheeto.
Dang!
Oh
with
my
the fast invisible pattern. That is so unlucky. Like first he got trolled by this fast eye closing of Fantoon on that last round, so that he couldn't get the ammo in, and then he got trolled by this fast invisible pattern. That really sucks for Duck here. That's just...
I wonder if he's Duck.
He is going up Gauntlet. That might actually pay off.
It could. I hope that
it's something like Charge Beam or like even a suit, and Traviktox just straight up forgets about this item or decides to not check it. This might be Duck's return into this race.
Traviktox.
Spiky Room of Death.
Yeah.
Space Jump, playing it safe, very nice. Shouldn't have any problems on the return, even if this item is not an E-Tank to refill. We'll see. But yeah, lend Captain Duck your power so that he can do this. Oh no!
No!
The troll reserve tank, dude. That's the least favorable item of the entire randomizer.
I mean, look, you can argue, I guess, that it could possibly count.
I mean, if you're crazy like Sloters and just skip Varia in those seats, yeah, it's definitely an option to just get the reserve tanks into all the O strats. But I don't want to say in like almost no options that's like rarely an option that's like really fast. So yeah. Oh dang, Traviktox still taking damage there, still playing it safe with that space jump.
Important thing is, as long as you just don't turn around while you're landing on the spiky platforms, because you will go through and you will take all the damage that you...
And don't let trap. just even the angling might push you down enough pixels to just clip right through the platform. That's something that happens. Oh dang, he's taking damage to those atomics there, still managing to get out there. Still, 224 with no suits. It's not a lot for Reg-Chip. We'll see how this attic goes here. Sure, he will do fine, but still, this is not... well, if you're not too used to your route, for example, this is not a desirable amount of health, at least.
But still, I mean, with Space Jump, you could just space jump across bowling.
Seems good. Alright, we'll see if Traviktox checks the Reg-Chip reserved item in advance. It seems he doesn't.
Maybe he just wants to check it on the way up.
Well, yeah. So he's taking that gamble.
So what you can do is you can, as soon as you get out of the attic, which is the room that he was previously in, you can drop down and there's a door on the right-hand side. You could, he has speed booster, so we could just run through the blocks.
Another thing, he has one power bomb.
And this is not.
This is not enough to get the item. He doesn't have normal bombs, and he needs, I think, he needs exactly 2 to get to the item. And now he dropped down, so he. Oh wait, he's spring bomb. He still needs. Yeah, he still needs 2. Definitely, he needs 2 power bombs to get the item, the Reg-Chip item.
Is it 2 or 3? Because how is he gonna open the? No, oh, okay. No, he could just after he gets dropped.
He can shoot down where the Chozo statue is. Roll to the right. Open the blocks with the first power bomb, getting the item, going back, and then he has to open the floor beneath the Chozo statue to get out again with another power bomb. So that's 2.
Well, he could have checked it.
But he can't check it now because he used his power bombs.
Correct. So unless he knows. Exactly. I mean, he can get a power bomb from the bowl. That's out of the room, pretty much right before the spiky room of death of spikes. He can killing that bowl or the little puffer fish. He gets a power bomb drop. But
did you check the minor items on the left already, or have any of those been power bombs? I'm honestly not sure what the drop chances of like all the other items are. I'm pretty sure the flappy pancakes here can drop power bombs. Oh, there we have one.
Wow.
Okay.
I thought that was from the waiver that dropped.
We have 2. We have 2 power bombs here. All right.
Really good.
That was lucky. All right. Also, we've got Duck here. Third attempt. Oh, he's gonna fly for more. Not sure if he's aware of how many he actually needs.
Oh, they're dropping like pancakes. They're hot like pancakes. They're hot cakes.
Dang.
Well, still, it worked out for him. Alright, Captain Duck, please.
Alright, Duck. That third attempt on the Doppler. Third time is the charm, dude. You can do it. We all believe. Post some love for Captain Duck in chat, please. We need the support for him. Yeah, I guess I kinda underestimated the drop chance of power bombs on the fluffy pancakes.
Yeah,
that's like actually decent. I mean, he doesn't need those for, but still, it's nice to have some in reserve, especially since he doesn't have bombs yet, so you need them for later anyways. Duck making pretty solid shots so far, still has stuff in his reserve. And he got him dead.
Oh,
GG
nice job.
Duck.
Put your wings together for Captain Duck.
Right. Okay, and now for Traviktox, coming up the moment of truth, if Reg-Chip first was worth it, we're gonna see the last 2 items here.
Really ducked them up.
Yeah. Also, since Captain Duck cannot check the speed booster item, regardless if he wants to or not, this might be a little bit chance to pick up some space on Traviktox here if that's like not a good item, like a reserve tank or just another energy tank. Still keep in mind though, Duck only has 154 energy and everything that is in his reserves, which is not a lot for Reg-Chip. Especially
to save.
Yeah, especially since once your reserves refill, your iframes reset, the content of his reserve tanks are pretty much useless depending on what actually hits him. Oh dang, taking a lot of damage there. Let's hope you got this. We've got bombs for Traviktox.
A couple of cherry bombs.
That's
not bad. He doesn't have. It's because it works for Traviktox simply because he only has 5 power bombs.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to Duck, he has 10 power bombs. So, Traviktox.
Variasuit. That is a red chip first seed if I've ever seen one.
He got the Baryu.
Yeah, now that Traviktox has the Variasuit, I assume he's just gonna head straight to Lone Warfare. He has all the equipment he needs, considering he's able to do the lava dive with high jump. Yeah. Which is required by the randomizer logic. Not sure if it's especially in the sea, but we'll see if he decides to check like more major items on the way to red check. He actually decides to refill at the ship or just check the gauntlet item. Definitely not a bad choice.
He might want to check gauntlet.
Well, yeah, he refills first of all. He might also just check. Yeah, he might also just check how much ammo he has. Because
you can check that, and that's enough to kill Ridley. Oh, you can
that is definitely enough.
With bombs, it makes it easy so you can check gauntlet, and on top of that, which he's doing, on top of that, on the way down, he can check what was underneath charge location. Yeah,
but he decides not to. Oh wait, no, he's aiming for the spark so that he doesn't waste another power bomb. Or just to not having to bomb all the things manually. Not sure if that's faster, but definitely a pretty swag strat there from Traviktox.
Meanwhile, Captain Duck just splashed his way around Spiky Death Room. No issue, though.
Like a pro, dude.
It's like he lives in water.
Right.
Yeah, this gauntlet is so scary at the beginning of the game.
Definitely.
It's one of the toughest parts of a randomizer if you're forced to do it early.
Often very worth to check though. Not in this seed, but yeah. Alright, Traviktox seeing the reserve tank, actually grabbing it. So definitely one who appreciates reserve tanks. I honestly want to say in a way that reserve tanks are way more useful than normal E-tanks. Like if you ever have seen like an RBO run, like Zosie's world record, just the stuff that you can do with reserve tanks, all the reserve abuse is just way more helpful than a normal E-tank. So yeah, in a way I guess it makes it a really cool item, but many people just don't want to pick it up since it's like not as direct as an E-tank, and it also doesn't refill your health, so it's like understandable.
So that bowl that Captain Duck was having trouble with, the pufferfish, those always drop power bombs. But he's stacked on them, so he shouldn't have an issue.
Yeah. Traviktox deciding not to go through Brinstar checking the item. Maybe through the red tower. We don't know yet, but first of all, going back, might be going to Nowhere.
That would require him to blue gate glitch if you were to do that.
I mean, he has more than enough ammo to do that. He has 25 missiles and 24 supers, so he would have 49 tries. I really assume he would be capable of doing that within that. But the question is just if he considers that like worth, or I mean, he knows that he can do the entirety of Lone Warfare now, so it's really just personal preference at this point if you really want to check that major item that's like Rava out of the way. So yeah, Captain Duck, did he check the
He didn't check
well, I mean, he has enough power bombs. He's definitely fine going there without any problems. He has space jump, so he doesn't need to worry about bowling. Won't take any more damage there, hopefully. So he has enough ammo, enough health for the spark as well, so this should go fine for him.
I mean, it makes sense to not check it, because he would be losing a power bomb just to check it. You know, check something that he doesn't have an item that's necessary.
Well,
to get that, so...
I mean, then again, he has enough power bombs, and if it's like a garbage item, that can save you just so much time checking that in advance and not having to do the entire procedure of kicking those slow robots into their pits, sparking up there and going down there again, rolling through there, laying another power bomb. So it can add up, but it's totally understandable that Captain Duck's not willing to take that gamble at this point. And I mean, it's definitely not not a bad decision to picking up bombs. Of course he doesn't know that yet, but yeah.
So I'm assuming that what Traviktox might do here, he's gonna check. Nice, Captain Doug finally correcting his Varia.
Yeah.
Traviktox is gonna check this item. I'm willing to bet he's gonna go down to
Oh, gravity. Gone.
Really, all Traviktox needs, to complete it.
That is questionable. What he needs. There are so many options.
I mean, he just needs like ice and charge.
He doesn't even need ice.
Yeah, he technically doesn't need it.
And I mean, at this point, I mean, he has 25 supers. That is not a lot, so he probably wants charge, unless he gets like a gold mine of super missiles somewhere along the way. Again, he needs like he wants at least 60 supers usually. Going into Mother Brain, so he's far away from that.
What he's gonna want, especially, is gonna be a beam upgrade.
Oh yeah. Also, if ice is like somewhere out of the way, he will need to pick up, or he wants to pick up 2 more power bomb packs. Like even if he gets charged and no ice, he will have to clear the Metroids with power bombs, and if he doesn't want to rely on ridiculous drop energy, he will need 2 more power bomb packs so that he can clear out all the Metroid rooms without having to go back to farm more power bombs. So that's also something to consider. Usually, like, only having 5 power bombs at this point is not a lot. You really want to have like 10 or 15 going into like the mid or late game. But yeah, Traviktox deciding to check a few more major items before heading into low on warfare. It doesn't even need to do the lava dive now. He can just do the intended way of space jumping up there with gravity. And Spacer, everyone's favorite beam.
Not mine, but you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a meme.
It's a meme beam.
I mean, we all know that Plasma X-Ray is the best beam combo ever out there.
I think this Super Missile Pack should put Traviktox at 30.
Yeah, he is at 30 now. Has a massive leeway for the Ridley Fly charges. Would just be enough if he used the 30 missiles, but even if he missed some, he could just use... sorry, the 30 supers. Can also use 6 missiles per missed super, and well, 2/3 of a missed super missile or 1 power bomb. That's like a little bit too much math right there. Let's just say he has more than enough ammo to fight Ridley at this point. So yeah, still deciding to check more items. Definitely not a bad choice since he doesn't have any beams except for Spacer yet. So yeah, we'll see how generous the seed is with beams.
Captain Duck is gonna get his. I believe this was an E-Tank, right?
Yeah. Still going for it. Deciding to check that, to like pre-check that item. Traviktox getting another power bomb pack. That's very nice. That's gonna be very helpful.
Yeah, he's gonna want this in case he doesn't want to look for Ice Beam.
So in case you're wondering about the ammo counts, Traviktox is currently, I think, at 30 missiles and 30 supers and 10 power bombs. Captain Duck should be at 45 missiles roughly and like 35 supers, if I'm not mistaken. Both not nearly enough to get into the end game without Charge Beam, but both definitely enough to kill Ridley. But if they want to beat Mother Brain Chargeless, they will need to pick up a lot more ammo. I can tell you that much. So yeah, Traviktox now on the way to Low Norfolk.
Taking the new route.
Right. Another E-Tank for Duck. This is a pretty healthy seed. Players have really a lot of health. If they get into the position of trying to stand up, they definitely have enough E-Tanks. Traviktox aiming for the Chronic Beast there. Unfortunately not getting it. And now just doing the intended strat of going straight into Low Warfare. Let's see how many items he's going to check there. I'm pretty sure he's just going to check all of them. But might as well be that he skips GT like some prefer to do. because that will save him to do the green gate glitch, ultimately saving him some ammo.
Even though I think it's because I know you've said it before that you don't really consider it out of the way checking.
Oh no, in my opinion, it's perfectly fine checking that. It's like really fast considering that he also has space jump. And another thing is that like this is not really a problem for Traviktox right now, but if you, let's say, have like only 10 supers at this point, but you have like a max of I don't know, like 30 or 35, you could just green gate glitch in there and keep reloading that room from the other side, laying some power bombs, and getting 5 super missiles per room reload, which is not a bad option to farming supers, especially since if you don't have like other farming options. I mean, those players have grapple beams, so they could just farm right before Ridley rather fast, but it is definitely a nice refill option for super missiles at this point, which is why I personally like that spot a lot.
It might be what he's doing right now, which is why he has his.
What's that plasma beam at Screw's
Yeah,
head?
that was plasma beam.
That is nice. It will definitely help him out. Makes it kind of favorable to actually search for charge beam now, since that will set him up really nice for the quick mother brain and a very nice stand-up glitch. Again, if he manages to find charge beam. Otherwise, he will have to get a lot more ammo. We had seats where charge beam was like at spring ball, which is just dumb and slow. So yeah.
Good attempt on the quick kill.
Captain Duck just murdering Trade with supers, climbing right into his face. I love it.
Face and just choking him down with those supers.
Traviktox showing us all why the worst room in the game has its name. Those pirates deal a ton of damage, even with gravity suit.
I think he does 50?
Oh right, they usually deal more, but because he has Varia, which in this randomizer has like 4 times protection, I'm not sure. Yeah, they still deal a lot of damage. Traviktox deciding to check Mickey Mouse missiles as a quick minor item, just more or less on the way.
Probably to give him leeway on, on the supers in case he, He was probably looking for super missiles. Oh, please.
Alright. Thought twice about that. Yeah, definitely not a bad choice. Like, it's there's one single missile missing, but roughly like 1 missile pack extra is like 1 extra missed super you can allow yourself on Ridley. So it's definitely not a bad choice. He is very well set up at this point, so I don't doubt that he will have any problems with Ridley whatsoever.
Captain Doug collected his best item of the game. You got Spring Ball.
Spring Ball.
Let's Traviktox also making a nice decision to check. Yeah. This could be charge. I mean,
if that is charge, that will definitely save him a lot of time. Well, not time because Super 7 I higher DPS, but X. Is he gonna pick it up? Is he gonna?
I wouldn't, to be honest.
Really? I mean, you have all those nice bosses like Dragon and Baltuna, which you can so easily X-ray buffer if you have charge.
The only reason is just because of it messes up your movement.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's just me though. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you're like really solid with like item deselecting, which are like the fewest, I'm definitely not. I hate X-ray in like any category, but yeah.
I mean, like, X-ray to me would makes perfect sense to have X-ray, to use X-ray like an RBO. Like, that's when I appreciated it for what it can do. And I guess also, obviously, like any glitch category, but that's for a different use.
I don't know. I guess I would have picked it up, but that's really just preference. I just love the Dragon and Botru and X-ray buffer kill way too much to like not pick it up.
I feel like but that's what saves you.
Definitely a nice choice to pick checking the fire fleeting beforehand. Also, I really like that Traviktox is making such a big usage of Spring Ball. Like, you rarely see runners actually utilizing that item after picking it up, because you like don't really get in any categories, so you just keep doing bomb jumps and weird movements, even though you could just easily use Spring Ball to save some time and some nerves.
Okay, so here's what... Oh, I thought Captain Duck... No, but he doesn't have speed yet, does he? Yeah, he does.
No. Speed is at high jump boots.
Otherwise, he probably would have gone down to check rock mine.
Traviktox doing a very nice job with those speed echo strats for the Ninja Pirates. Very nice manipulation there of their movement and the echoes. So yeah, we're probably just gonna see Traviktox before the fight in the next stream just farming a lot with Grapple Beam till he's at 35 supers. Or, well, wait, not with... Well, he doesn't use Grapple, it seems. Still farming very solidly.
Here we go, just gonna farm a little Harvest Moon. Duck might go through Frog Speedway. Would make sense to go that route. It's the quickest.
Yeah, if he wants to farm the items out of Bubble Mountain, that's definitely the best option.
I guess right now, while Traviktox is farming, just be sure to follow these guys. You know, they're putting it all on the line.
Yeah.
Captain_Duck and Traviktox.
Yeah, both great runners, both infamous for their skill and routing.
Yeah, Traviktox is, I think he's a world record holder for Super Nintendo Judge Dredd speedruns. And
really?
Captain Duck, and Captain Duck is just an amazing legend already for Super Metroid with his duck route and his waddling and his splashing, and he's actually a really funny guy. He's really cool. So check him out.
Alright, Traviktox playing it really safe here, going for some power bomb damage first. Those guys, if they double hit, are dealing 400 damage each to Ridley. So again, just 30 supers would be enough, so he can already miss like 5 supers, so he's playing this really safe, giving himself a lot of leeway here. So he should have a really safe fight up here, and definitely a nice choice if you're like not comfortable with killing Ridley with ammo. Unfortunate grab there to like just pull out all the power bombs first and then just finishing him off nice and steady with the super missiles.
Playing it really safe. I mean, again, if you fight Ridley without charge and you run out of ammo, you're a soft lock.
That is true.
So that's why he's being really cautious with the fight. He's in really good standing, but it doesn't hurt to...
Yeah, I mean, he's already, like, I think below 3/3 of his health, and he still has, like, more than half of the ammo he needs, so... also has a ton of health, so he should be fine. Expecting Ridley to fall, like, within the next 1 or 2 super... I think he's already dead, to be honest. Yeah, he's dead. Alright, good job from Traviktox here. Not even would have never even needed this extra super pack. Wouldn't have even needed the power bomb, so a really solid fight here from him.
Alright, and he can collect his charge beam now.
Which is...
Charge beam.
Anytime.
Well, it's still good.
So vanilla, dude. So 2010.
I thought he was gonna collect the baby Metroid, because that's...
Oh, dang. Alright, the baby Metroid is gone. Where could it be?
I don't know.
Chad, if you know where the baby Metroid is, just tell us. We're really confused right now.
This is... Duck's gonna check his last item, the wave beam location.
Oh, sexy blue ball strat there from Traviktox with the spring ball, dude. I love it. That's how you use spring ball. That's why it's the best item in the game. But rarely ever someone uses spring ball like that. It's just insane. Alright, so Traviktox now done with 3 out of 4 bosses. Still doesn't have any beams except for, doesn't have like charge beam or ice beam, which are like the majorly important beams. Has I want to say a bunch left to check, mostly like unfavorable spots to check, because the ones he has left are like rather slow, so we'll see like how much he will actually check on his way to Dragon, and how much minor items he's going to pick up on the way.
Yes, so what he has left to check,
the item below Charge Beam?
Yes, he still has that one. That could have been something.
And all Meridia items. I think that's pretty much it.
That is it. And but I mean the ones that feel like are kind of in the way of the route that you're trying to go, so that you don't go too far out looking for something that you need. Would be like Mama Turtle, and then Bauni Tank.
Yeah, and Space Jump, if you haven't gotten what you wanted at that point. So yeah, I assume he's going to check at least those 3 spots. Well, maybe if he finds Charge Beam early, maybe not even those. Like, he really doesn't need Charge Beam at this point. He really doesn't need Ice Beam at this point if he gets an early charge. Like, if he gets one more Power Bomb pack, he can just bomb away the Metroids without any problems. Even without the extra Power Bomb pack, he could still do that with a little bit of luck, or a refill at the ship. And for the Zebatites, he could just do a Speed Booster Zeb Skip, or just bomb it all the way with Super Missiles, which doesn't take a lot. It only takes 16 Super Missiles, and he would still have enough ammo for MB1. So yeah, now he's checking the Reserve Tank item.
Entering the Dragon.
We'll see how that goes for him.
I feel like he should be in good standing. I think he's also practiced his Green Gate glitch.
Definitely not a bad choice. That Green Gate glitch to GT can be tedious at times, but if you practice it well enough, and I mean he has 40 supers, he will be fine. I have no doubt about that. Also, you can see Traviktox even now picking up normal missiles, so most likely, considering a chargeless MB fight, not sure. Okay, he probably didn't go into that door. So yeah, he's... actually, we didn't consider one thing, Crocomire. And... oh wait, did they? No, they didn't do Didn't they? They didn't do Crocomire yet.
Oh, they haven't, no.
So yeah, that might be a thing. Elf Runners didn't check that yet. There are 2 major items there. Might pay off, and we see...
To be honest, it actually could. It could be charging ice at that
point. I honestly think at this point it's for Traviktox a very wise decision to check those, because if the items C1s are not there, this will just be horrible. See Traviktox attempting the Blue Gate glitch there, possible with both missiles and super missiles. Him doing it with both. Wants to maintain enough ammo though for Crocomire in case of like that swipe RNG and the bad fight. Just fighting Crocomire with insufficient amount of ammo is not fun. I think we can all support that. This is just horrible.
Doug like, playing it super safe.
Yeah, Crocomire is just charging at you, not having enough ammo. Deciding not to save though, we definitely playing it a little bit more risky here than he's played it like previously. Probably knows that he needs to make up some time here. So yeah, let's hope that Ridley goes smooth for him. He has more than enough ammo, so I'm sure he will be fine. But there's always some bad stuff that might happen.
Gonna get these super missiles. I know Doug should be set with his missile count.
Yeah, he has like Stroop Attack. That's at this point it's not that useful anymore. Would have been a lot more useful before Lower Warfare, but it's nice to have. I don't think anyone would ever skip Screw Attack if he came across it. Well, rarely.
I'm thinking about it.
Like maybe in a situation where you're like right before MB, and you just had to de-equip it anyways if you don't know the Zeb skin without Screw Attack or with Screw Attack. So yeah.
Right.
Captain Doug making a very nice job here in the Ninja Pirate Room.
think he's really just trying not to take too much damage so he doesn't have to farm a lot.
Yeah.
He could just run underneath and just skip all these guys.
Yeah, he definitely has enough health and the equipment to do that, but he might be uncomfortable with the damage he takes, and he wants to unlock this farming station here, which is definitely a lot easier than the 2 farm before Ridley, but a little bit less fast. So I guess more of a decision of comfort here for Captain Duck farming here. 45 for a day free, more than enough for Ridley. Duck shouldn't have any problems doing this fight here. So yeah, let's hope our best for our friend Duck here. And now the moment of truth for Traviktox. What is at Apple? Will we get Charge Beam? No, Wave Beam. Still nice.
Wave works.
Probably the worst beam out of all he could have gotten at this point, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say like the worst beam, and I thought you were gonna say like a ball time or something.
Oh no, not at all. Wave Beam is super useful at times, but just at this point where he only has Meridia left, Wave Beam is like not of a big use. I guess it increases your damage, but with like only Plasma, that would have not been too much of a difference anyways. Plus, he still needs to find Charge Beam for that even to really come into play. Alright, Duck. I'm not sure if his max is at 45. I think it is. I didn't quite keep track. I think it's 40. Oh, yeah, no, it's okay, 50. That actually means that it might be a good option for Captain Duck to skip Charge Beam right away.
He shouldn't look for anything else right now.
I mean, Traviktox at this point maybe being at like 40, 45 maybe still, I think it's more like 40, still needs to pick up a ton of ammo, but Duck being a lot closer to that goal of just finishing Mother Brain with only ammo. Aw man, Duck being a little bit trolled there, shooting super right through Ridley because of bad spawning, bad hitboxes. That is a really cool pogo strat, just
yeah, it really is. I applaud Duck for using his Duck strat there.
Yeah, that is just showing some balls right there, just taking the acid damage, just fuck you, Ridley. I'm gonna shoot all those supers right into you. I don't care for the acid. So yeah, so far not really a lot of missed supers as it seems, so...
That's why I had said that seeing some of these runners, especially the more casual runners, partake in this tournament, you're gonna see something interesting, like something somewhat pretty much out of the box.
And Ridley's dead.
Good job, Duck.
But yeah, I agree. Like some of the strats that, like I want to say that in like big brackets, comparably casual runners come up with are like really cool, and some of the times like really competing to like the top tier super difficult strats that just some people just don't think about, like the easy way of doing stuff. So that's always really cool to see what people can come up with in those like rather spontaneous situations of randomizer.
Honestly, I feel like Duck can just keep on going. He can just progress. He doesn't need to look for anything else.
Yeah, I mean there are still some major items on the way, like we said, like Bot Moon E-Tank is like right on the way, Space Jump is also like pretty much on the way, and there are even some minor items, like if he wants to have those last 2 super packs that he could just easily check, so I want to say Duck could go into go mode as of right now, but maybe he's just not as comfortable with it just yet. Captain Duck also utilizing those sweet spring ball strats. That's what I want to see.
His ammo's in pretty good standing for above.
Yeah.
He could soft block, but I doubt he's gonna miss.
I mean, there are some runners like me that just straight up forget that like soft blocking at Baltoon is a thing and just run in there with like 3 supers, and then it's like, yeah, wish you would have picked up a little bit more ammo before doing this fight. And I mean, even with this much ammo, I mean, Traviktox is doing a great job here, but we all know that Botchamon hitbox is just sometimes a jerk, and if you miss too many supers, this can actually be a pretty tedious fight to do. But great job from him, flawless 2-round here. And we have the Botchamon E-Tank still, dude.
Vanilla
Dang. So,
So where could it be? Where's the baby Metroid? Where's Ice? And where's Charge?
So we have Charge Beam or Ice Beam. Well, wait, did any one of the runners check? Yeah. So there are only 3 item positions that we don't know of yet. That is either Space Jump, Plasma Beam, or Spring Ball. Actually, that's not true. Traviktox ran right past the Meridia Reserve Tank. So there might be something there.
The Sand Pit might hold something.
We
still don't know about underneath Charge.
Yes we do. I think it was Duck who went there, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't the tank.
Duck did go there?
I'm like 99% sure that Duck went there.
Oh, wait, did Duck skip X-ray?
Yes, he didn't collect it. He saw it, but he didn't collect it. So yeah, we have 4 items left to check. Duck still picking up minor items, well aware of the fact that he might have to do Mother Brain charges. 2 of those items kind of desirable with Ice Beam and Charge Beam. So yeah, right now it really just comes down to what is at Space Jump. And after that, it's going to be interesting to see what route Traviktox is going to take. Because right now he doesn't have nearly enough ammo as he needs to have for Charge SMB. So yeah, Travik's finishing Dragon with the blue suit, very nice, getting chain damage a little bit there, but no problem, has more than enough health. But now moment of truth, I guess.
Alright, behind door number 40.
Another E-Tank. And yes, both runners are running the same seeds. Duck apparently not knowing that he cannot damage those guys with missiles. So having to do it with only spacing, which is really gonna take a long time.
Yeah, they have a lot of health. I don't know if
they have that much damage. They have that much HP. Sorry, that many HP. That Screw Attack, which deals 2,000 damage per frame, could theoretically not kill them within 1 frame, which is why they had to double the damage that Screw Attack deals to those enemies. Those are the only enemies that Screw Attack deals double damage to, because they have so much health.
That's cool.
Yeah, they just are ridiculous. I think they have like more health than Krays.
Yeah,
pretty sure. Yeah, they sure have more health than Kraid. Like
that should be a boss.
Like, more than twice as much. So that's pretty insane. So Traviktox deciding to go for a plasma route. If there's nothing there, he might just go straight to Spring Ball, since that's the next thing on the way, but might also go to the Sand Pit. So let's just hope for him that there's something good there. Meanwhile, Captain Duck also deciding to go to Crocomire. Definitely, not the worst choice. And we have Ice Beam.
Ice Beam, but not Charge.
So, full beams, but no charge.
This is one of the most frustrating things about the randomizer now, because in the old randomizer, there's like 10 spots that Charge Beam can like spawn.
Yeah.
You can find it. Once you find one of them, all the other spots are just gone.
Yeah.
But here, there's only 1 charge, and it's usually the key to completing the seed without having to like go everywhere searching for ammo.
Alright, apparently Chad spamming some Chak tools in there, so apparently Charge is gonna be at Spring Ball according to Chad.
It's gonna be at the pedestal.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if Chad is right. And if Traviktox is gonna go there. There are still some miners that are like rather fast to check, like the 2 like let's just take the 2 gauntlet items. There are some miners on the way that he could check to get him to 60 supers to finish off Mother Brain. He would have enough ammo with that, so still deciding to not drop it and checking all the majors apparently. So no chargeless for him, as it seems, since he seems pretty determined to find Charge Beam at this point.
Yep, let's see. We're gonna have to wait a little bit, see what Shaquille O'Neal has for us, guarding his basketball.
I have full trust in Chat. I think Chat knows exactly where Charge Beam is. I don't know why Chat knows that, but I think
It's
Chat
the spoiler
knows.
logs. It's the Oh, he wants to be careful not to screw attack. Shagtool here too.
Shagtool is very picky when it comes down to damaging him.
I think Shagtool likes to get killed, to be honest. That's why he's so vulnerable to everything. So sensitive.
Shagtool just wants to be killed, so I really don't understand why people don't want to kill Shagtool. You just do him a favor.
If I were Traviktox, I'd probably kill him right now because this is taking long.
Yeah, it's just taking time. And I mean, another thing is that many people just don't consider
Oh no! And so imperial. Yeah.
Oh, nice, dude. Oh man, that sweet Shagtool kill right at the climax. I love it. Oh man, that is some good stuff right there. Shoutouts to killing Shagtool, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I wanted to say before Traviktox cold-heartedly murdered Shagtool is that something many people don't consider is that Shagtool is built by the Space Pirates to find chosen artifacts for the Space Pirates, so he's evil machinery, so absolutely no reason to not kill him, dude.
Oh, I didn't know that, yeah.
Which Traviktox just clearly demonstrated right now, so just good job by him. I hope he kills him again. Oh no, he landed bombs!
He might do it! He landed so many of them.
Oh, dang, dude. Alright, he made it. We'll see if he kills him on the back way, but yeah.
I think one more bomb and it would have definitely destroyed the Shagtool.
And we have...
Oh my god.
Alright, so that is a definite charge beam at Meridia Sandpit.
I imagine it's gonna be at Waterway, like right underneath charge. It has to be there.
I'm pretty sure Captain Duck checked that already.
Did he check it? Alright, then it's
like 99% sure. Which also means, let me just, like, if Captain Duck checks that item right now and has like a flawless Dragon fight and runs right to Turian, that might be very good for him, because he could still surpass Traviktox with that. Also, I'm not sure if Traviktox checked the item below charge. I'm pretty sure Duck did, but he might think that charge beam is there, so that might really pay off for Duck at this point.
Yeah, because how long does it take for Shagtool? It costs a fair amount of time.
Yeah, okay, let's just see if Duck... Okay, Duck doesn't go there, which doesn't mean that he's not going to go there after Dragon, making like maybe better routing than Traviktox. Okay, Traviktox going back, so he definitely is checking the Sandpit item now, which is charge as we know of right now, unless I'm like a retard that cannot remember item positions, but I'm pretty sure that that has to be what it is.
Has to be.
Nice diagonal goop spark thing right there from Traviktox.
The inverted goop spark.
Captain Duck making a pretty good job with bot Toon. Just to watch out not to miss too many supers here.
I like to think of Captain Duck as Duck Dodgers because he's in space.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, Traviktox needs to be careful not to fall. Alright, he's good. Nobody killed Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn, one thing you gotta know, this is the basic edition of the randomizer. Nobody wanted to pay the $59.99 for the DLC, so we all just decided to have the randomizer mode in.
You see?
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
This is... Oh my gosh, charge me.
Why did I think that was checked? Oh, I think I know why I thought that, because I just did a randomizer and checked that like 3 times in a row because I died. So yeah, that was probably why I thought that. Okay, yeah. Sorry,
charge below charge.
So yeah, charge below charge. I'm sorry for confusing chat and myself and Seffi. So yeah.
Well, still, I mean, let's see if he remembers.
Well, at least
that's
now,
a pretty troll location.
We 100% certainly know where charge beam is.
kind of hope that it's not there. That way we're just all thrown for a
mean,
loop.
if it was not there, I would be so confused. I wouldn't know what I was saying anymore. Oh, that might be another thing. The charge is not included in the basic edition, so you actually have to buy the DLC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Instead, you get in the basic edition. There's 5 reserve tanks.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that sucks. I hate reserve tanks. At least in the randomizer. Never picked them up. Ever. So one thing you might have seen right there, since I don't think we ever talked about that really. You might have noticed that. The red tower looked kind of different. There was like this hole in the left side. That is because this randomizer actually has a lot of tiny changes to just the layout of rooms, making soft blocks and like being stuck a lot less often happen. Like a lot of the soft blocks got just straight up removed by switching some blocks. A lot more pass-throughs are a lot easier to do. So that was just one of them. That change in particular was to make the red tower climb high jumpless, like easy without other items making for stupid strats.
Nice job, Duck, by the way, on frying that.
Enjoying that deep fried shrimp.
Lo and behold.
And there it is. The one to rule them all, the charge beam. Alright. Now Traviktox is in go mode after checking every single major item. I wonder if Traviktox knows that he's ahead at this point. I mean, Captain Duck might be like a little bit unaware since he died 2 times. But Traviktox, not knowing that, with like having to check every major item, he might actually be really nervous at this point, not being aware of his lead. Since like usually if you have to check every major item, that is not something you usually win. Unless it's like a really troll seed where charge is at like the last item that everyone checks.
Did Captain Duck check space jump?
I don't know. Yes he did actually.
Okay. But Captain Duck just might be making headway to Torian.
I honestly think he does. He has a lot of ammo, and if he knows the charge is set up for Mother Brain, he might very well do that.
Duck, do you know the way out?
The one E-Tank that also exists in Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, if that's the Retro Brinstar E-Tank, that is the second item that every runner checks in like every window. It's like...
Duck. He could have
dang.
Ran through, he could have speed.
He was probably not aware of that. Like, sometimes if you try to do like a one-tap and you just tap, like, unfortunately, and you do like some kind of anti-tap, and you think you cannot do it, that's just very unfortunate if you don't know it. So yeah, Traviktox hopefully making quick work out of the Metroid rooms, kind of underestimating the effect of Screw Attack on the Metroids there. But has more than enough energy, should also be able to do stand-up glitch later on. Wait, what is... Okay, Captain Duck now... Yeah, I'm like pretty sure he's heading to Turian now. Might check the item below charge beam on the way, maybe, but at this point it's unlikely. I think he's just heading to Turian now.
He's gonna jump all the way across here, yeah.
I think the problem though is that he does not quite have enough ammo. Maybe like 50, 55 supers, so he will need like 1 or 2 more packs, which he might easily gather at Gauntlet. None of the runners checked that yet. At least like the 2 back items of Gauntlet, but we'll see. He has 45 missiles.
Yeah, I feel like he has a good amount of supers. I know
actually, 60. If he could use 15 missiles instead of 5 supers, he'd still need 36 missiles for Mother Brain 1. Ah, dang, that's gonna be close. He's gonna be cutting it really, really close here with the ammo. Pretty much needs 1 or 2 more ammo packs and has to play a flawless MB2 and MB1. That will be hard. Alright, Traviktox hopefully going for... Yep, going for baby skip. Let's see how... not quite getting it. Missing the second jump there, but good attempt there.
Yep. It's facing...
Alright, now a moment of truth for Duck. Okay, we have... Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
did
figured.
not realize that he had 70 super stack. Okay, Duck is well set up for Tyrion now. Never mind me. This is, perfect. He has, like, let's say he gets through with 55, 70 after the Metroid rooms. He has 10 supers, and, don't let me lie, 19 missiles leeway. So that is, 4,900 damage of leeway that he could just theoretically miss in form of any ammo. So that's really, really good for Captain Duck at this point.
Oh, also, just to add to what Duck has to do is for the Metroid room, since he does not have ice, or does he have ice? No, he doesn't.
No.
So since he doesn't have ice, he's gonna have to power bomb. If they all, it typically just takes 3 power bombs to kill Metroids. So that's the alternative.
Yeah. He has 19, so he's fine. He only needs 12 for all 4 Metroid rooms. One thing usually if people go in there with less than 12, they have the problem that the drop RNG for power bombs is like kind of unfortunate, since they only drop 1 item instead of 5 when you kill them with power bombs over ammo. And the drop chances for power bombs are not that high, so it's really a gamble you usually don't want to take. Yeah, Traviktox now having a really easy fight for Mother Brain with 20 charge shots with all his beams. Shouldn't have any problems with that, and we'll hopefully see him getting 4 stand-up glitch later on. One thing I want to point out though, Captain Duck dying 2 times to bad Ridley RNG, and only being like, I want to say like 6 rooms behind. That is some amazing routing and some amazing comeback for Captain Duck here.
The Duck route.
Yeah. Alright, Traviktox not going for stand-up. But yeah, that's the Duck route we were talking about. I want to say Captain Duck definitely being the MVP here of just straight up routing the entire thing. Traviktox having definitely the way better execution on especially Fantoon here, giving him this advantage of the 2 deaths, but yeah, I think Captain Duck could have definitely had that. Only being like so close to Traviktox at this point is like amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Captain Duck must have lost a good amount of time because he spent also a really good amount of time fighting Fantoon, and so then when you die, when you die to Fantoon, you still have to run back all the way back to Red Ship from your ship. So this Captain Duck did well. Traviktox, of course, it's just the search for charge.
Also, shoutouts to 2 maybe Metroids on screen at the same time. You rarely ever see that happen. Alright, Traviktox now at the final phase.
Getting the refill. Again, still a pretty wise idea for Captain Duck to save. Traviktox is done with Mother Brain 3. All he has to focus on is the escape. For Duck, the thing is that it takes 60 supers.
Yeah.
To kill Mother Brain 2.
He needs 6 shots of whatever ammo to break the initial glass for Mother Brain 1, and then 3,000 points worth of damage into the brain itself, which is like usually what you use your 30. Okay. Yeah. He's going to destroy the Zep with missiles, gonna refill later. Definitely not a bad choice. If you're uncomfortable with the speed boost the Zeps get, it can be really tedious, especially with this delayed taps through the door transition. Sephi, did you read my Discord message?
Oh, let me take a look.
Alright. Traviktox on the final spark, up the climb. Captain Duck on the final missile refill. Traviktox deciding to kill the animals and making his way to the ship. And yeah, Traviktox has stopped done in the SRL channel with an official race time of 1:20:21. GG to Traviktox. What a run! Having to check every single major item.
Yeah. And sometimes that's just how these randomizers just kind of end up working out. Like,
sometimes it's really just fast ones. Sometimes you got slow ones.
Decision making, you know, like you have to make a choice whether to check this now or check this later.
Yeah. I want to say the decision making here was, well, it was weird. Like the early game was pretty clear. Like Wreck Ship first had a clear advantage with simply Variasuit being at gravity, making just a Wreck Ship into North F like route like really obvious. Which, I mean, Duck did that first. It was just unfortunate because of the deaths and Traviktox going North first. You could have had quite a big advantage there. But I mean, the late game was just so open with like all those E-tanks and the really good items just being so far away. It really could have been everyone's race here, regardless of the routing. It was just really unfortunate luck. Alright, so we saw Captain Duck saving before the fight. Definitely not a bad decision. He still has some super leeway. I want to say like 5. I saw him missing a few already, but he should be fine.
Yeah, he has already entered catch-up phase, so that's already a good sign.
Yeah. Catch-up phase, once that is entered, only 15 supers, usually a little bit delayed from the actual damage, so yeah, Captain Duck has this. Makes a quick work out of MB, damaging himself down here to only get 1 rainbow beam. Nice job, not wasting any time, being right on the toes of Traviktox. Very nicely done here from Captain Duck. Yeah, that was a really close race considering what all happened in the sea.
Yeah, I would say it's close. Like I know it doesn't look close, but it actually really was, because there's so much stuff that you have to consider, especially when someone dies.
Yeah, just 2 players in Turian at the same time alone is like already pretty close in randos. Yeah, and it also gives us a good teaser for match 2, which will happen right after this race. Yeah, so don't go anywhere, because we're gonna have the Revenge of Captain Duck, the big sequel to this race right after this. Spoiler, this is all pre-recorded. Captain Duck is gonna win the tournament. OP. Alright, put your Dia Force in chat for Traviktox. Why cannot someone make a ROM hack where it doesn't die? That would be cool. Like you just ride on the baby Metroid out of space. would completely extinguish the entire lore that's like after Super Metroid. Let's do that.
Yeah, so like what if, you know how there's that pixel that flies out when you save the animals? On the opposite side, you see like this huge just baby Metroid sprite just fly out to
that would be
to the
something
left.
for sure. just three different things flying out at the same time.
Yeah, going their separate ways.
Yeah. Legends say they will once meet again. That's...
Happy go ducky. Let's go, duck. Bring it home. Let's bring it home to the pond. Also, this room. You grinding this room kind of tends to hurt your eyes.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, if you do this room in Route Randomizer and you have to do it reversed from the right to the left, this room lags like 3 times as much. Like, especially going up that shaft just lags so much. You have like 10 FPS maybe. It's just horrible.
It's that bad? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. Like, going up is just so horrible. I don't know why it lags so much more. Alright, Duck also deciding to kill the animals, and Duck has not done with an official SRL race time of 1:26.06, only being 6 minutes, actually less than 6 minutes behind Traviktox. GG also to him. And yeah, that was a nice first race, definitely leaving up the expectations for race 2. Everything can happen, really.
Oh.
Also, I don't know if Fiesel can hear me or anyone.
Hopefully, yeah, I'd let him know that the win went to Traviktox.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, there we go. Thank you, Fiesel.
So I think there's like a small little break. I don't know exactly how long. Might just be a brief pause.
Not sure. I'm sure we're definitely gonna wait for Captain Duck's item percentage, and I think we're gonna set up like 1 to 2 minutes after that. So again, don't go anywhere. We have the Revenge of Captain Duck coming up here in just a few minutes, right after this. This is a best of 3, so we'll see if Captain Duck can carry it into the 3rd round, or if Traviktox will be able to cut this off after 2 matches. So stay tuned for that.
Or Duck Force, rather.
Dude, it's all about Duck Force, not
Duck
D4.
Force. Duck Force, let's say. Duck Force Connect.
Power Duck Force unite.
That's right, we don't duck around. We just make them duck them down.
Now we're smashing some randos over here.
And yeah, GG, Captain Duck. It was a good one. Both runners really. Make sure to follow them, even though there's another run coming right up, another race. Follow these guys. They deserve it.
They deserve all your money. Alright, so apparently runners are still setting up. Kind of taking a little break. Yeah.
So what did you think?
What did I think? Okay, so
about the seed, yeah, like whoa.
I think the seed was something that I would have had a really hard time with.
Because you usually go down.
I never go wreck chip first if I don't have speed booster. So that's one thing. I think, yeah, like this was definitely a up and off at first seed. There's no doubt about that. That was nearly the superior route. I think this seed was like that was one reason why the seed was weird for me, and the reason why the seed would have been weird, like generally, is just the placement of beams. It was just all very late game heavy.
Really, yeah.
All very far out of the way. It's just very weird.
If you committed
also
to like
not as super heavy. Like some seeds are like way more super heavy. I was actually really surprised that Duck managed to collect 70 super missiles on the way. I would have not guessed that. So, yeah. I gotta admit though, the routing from Duck was great. I think he could have really had that. Like, if he would have done that deathless, he could have like easily beaten like anyone doing a North first route. So, we'll just see how this goes from now. But, yeah. What did you think about the seed in the race?
I have to agree. To be honest, like what you said about not having speed booster, it's usually like my signal to go down Red Tower, go check the Norfair items and everything, and even then bank on a couple of hell runs, provided that you're given the energy tanks. But I don't think this one really. Oh, okay. Well, here's what happened. For Traviktox, he did have the choice to check Ice Beam, even though it actually didn't really pay off.
Yeah.
But I think it might have been an E tank that was there.
Wasn't that Gravity?
At Ice?
Wait, where was Gravity at? No, wait, that was Speed. Wasn't that Speed Booster? And that made him like ultimately go up then?
Yeah, Speed Booster was at High Jump.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and that's why he went up. He could have
yeah, right, and he got the E-Tank in Ice, and then he decided to not, like, put it any further with the Hell runs, so yeah. I'm not sure, like, it's kind of hard, with the Hell runs. Like, even if you're, like, comfortable with, like, 2-tank Hell runs, or 3-tank Hell runs, which is, like, all possible, especially if you have Speed Booster, it's just, you gotta consider that it takes a decent amount of time to do those hell runs. Like, you gotta farm up like after pretty much every single section of the hell run.
Yeah.
And I think Traviktox, at the point that he started to get into Upper North, only had 4 E-tanks and 1 reserve tank. So that might be a lot more than you usually have in like settings like RDO. But it still takes a lot of time just farming up in between like every single segment of the hell run. And even then, it's not guaranteed to pay it off, so definitely a reasonable choice to go up red chip and just clearing something that you're clearly capable of clearing fast. I'm not sure if I would have done the same decision.
I probably would have made
I would have probably made the dumb decision of just keep grinding out those hell runs till I noticed there's only dumb stuff there, and then would have been horribly behind. But yeah,
I'm trying to remember exactly where Gravity was. It was in Norfair though, right? I think.
I'm pretty sure it was Norfair, yeah.
Wait, yeah, gravity was at ice?
I want to think it was, but
If it was, then
I didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Traviktox had gravity when he was at wrecked ship, but I might be wrong.
no, Traviktox didn't.
Did he not?
No, gravity. He didn't have it when he was at wrecked ship. I know that for sure.
All right. Well, then he cannot be at ice. What?
But yeah, either way, like,
yeah.
An important thing is making that decision of whether to go up red tower or down red tower. That's pretty much the biggest decision of the randomizer. Having to deal with all of that. It's all that pressure. Should I go up? Should I go down?
Yeah, that is something that like many racers of this like consider like the biggest decision, and that is like I want to say, of course, skill is a big aspect, but we were talking about routing being an important aspect of this as well, and just this first decision of going up red tower to wrecked ship and going down red tower to upper north is just I want to say still the most important decision of this randomizer. You have the extremely high density of items in the Norfair and Great Slayer area, but then again, the problem with that is that you can just be stuck there. If you go up wrecked ship, you can definitely finish that area, and that's something you can always do, regardless of how many items you have. You can always just finish Ventoon, even if you don't have all the items there. You can still finish that area.
Yeah.
If you don't get sufficient items in Norfair, you cannot just simply go down lower Norfair and kill Ridley. That's not possible. So you kind of have to take the gamble between getting a lot of items in Norfair, it eventually not paying off and having to backtrack there, over getting very few items in wrecked ship, but definitely being able to finish that area with like a very low chance of having to backtrack there. So that's always something you got to consider, and that's like always it's always going to be a gamble, and that's what randomizer is about. You can never be sure if your route is the best one, and even if you like have a look at the numbers of like how probable something is, and I know some people do that, it's always just going to come down to luck, really.
Man, that luck. It's luck because anything can pop up anywhere, and it's like you said about how important routing is, because really, if you speedrun this game, it could really get you so far. You might have the skills, you might have you might know the strats, but like, for example, one thing would be something like Bubble Mountain, where like in any percent or 100% run, you enter that room with high jump, that room is going to be completely different in a randomizer, where you could potentially enter with no high jump at all, and instead have something like speed booster instead, which throws off your overall movement. That can mess you up. Another thing could be something like not having grapple, but having X-ray.
Yeah, for sure.
That could throw you off.
Another thing that I kind of want to point out is simply the fact that, like we saw Traviktox with his amazing any percent time, just barely winning against Captain Duck, who has like an any percent time that is good, but not nearly as good. I think what this comes like merely down to, like, apart from routing, is not like how good you are at a certain category, like any percent, but also the kind of diversity of categories that you know, like knowing RDO strats to a certain degree for Super Smurdia and the Hell runs is definitely worth knowing. Knowing strats like high jumpless lava dive even, or normal lava dive from the GT code, also something you should definitely know. Minor strats like mid-air springball jumping, all those minor things that just add up from knowing a lot of diverse stuff about the game, rather than just knowing one single category very fast. that's really where what really comes into play in this randomizer. It's not about knowing one single route, like in and out, and being super fast at it, but it's just knowing about all those minor things, not necessarily super fast, but just knowing them, to being able to actually perform the optimal route. But just knowing it doesn't bring you any further, but actually you have to perform it. And I talk way too long. We're about to start the second race.
And go. Well, we gotta count it down.
We have Namihe, Zover, Gima, and Fune. That sounds promising. I especially like the Namihe part. That sounds like a red chip early seed. But don't tell anyone. I can read the Matrix.
Namihe reminds me of like that one girl from Kingdom Hearts.
Namihe already reminds me of Nami from One Piece. And